Welcome back to Celebrity Rewind. Today, we remember a soul whose guitar didn't just play notes, it spoke pain, beauty, and brilliance. Steve Clark wasn't the face of Def Leppard. He wasn't the frontman, and he didn't give the loudest interviews, but he was the band's emotional core, known to fans and fellow musicians as the Riffmaster. Steve was the man behind some of the most iconic guitar work of the 1980s. His riffs didn't just support the music, they defined it. Songs like Photograph, Foolin, Love Bites, and Bring On the Heartbreak carry his melodic fingerprints, haunting, and emotionally raw, telling stories without a single word. Born in 1960 in Sheffield, England, Steve came from a working-class family. His father, a steel worker, hoped he'd follow a stable, traditional path. But once Steve picked up a guitar, at 11, an old Gibson Les Paul copy, his future was set. He was obsessed with Jimmy Page and Led Zeppelin, practicing until his fingers bled. For Steve, the guitar wasn't about showing off. It was his voice, his way of understanding a world that often felt cold and overwhelming. When Steve joined Def Leppard in 1978, he wasn't just a guitarist. He helped co-architect a sound that blended glam metal with melodic storytelling. As the band skyrocketed in the 80s with pyromania and hysteria, Steve helped build a global empire. They played to sold-out stadiums, dominated MTV, and redefined British rock. But behind the lights and the glory, Steve was quietly breaking. Battling alcoholism and depression, he used drinking not to party, but to numb himself. While others saw a rock star, those closest saw a man unraveling. Missed rehearsals, emotional distance, blackouts on tour, injuries in hotel rooms, these became all too frequent. Yet through it all, Steve never stopped playing. His guitar remained his sanctuary, the only thing that kept him tethered. Bandmates like Joe Elliott, Rick Savage, and especially Phil Collen tried to help. Collen, in particular, became Steve's musical partner and emotional support. But friendship couldn't replace the professional help Steve truly needed. He went to rehab multiple times and had brief moments of sobriety, but nothing stuck. Meanwhile, the band faced immense pressure. Drummer Rick Allen lost his arm in a car crash. Producer Mutt Lange was injured, and hysteria took years to finish. Through it all, Steve faded. He was physically present but emotionally lost. On stage, but always somewhere else. In January 1991, after being granted a 6-month leave to rest and recover, Steve Clark was found dead in his London home. The cause, respiratory failure due to a mix of alcohol and prescription drugs. He was just 30 years old. His death devastated his bandmates and left fans shattered. Joe Elliott later said they saw the decline, but never thought it would end like this. Phil Collen once said, "He never really believed he was good enough, but he was the best of us." That's what makes Steve's story so heartbreaking. Not just that he died young, but that he never saw the true extent of his own genius. Today, Steve Clark's influence is everywhere. His guitar work continues to inspire rock musicians around the world. His riffs are studied, covered, and loved, even by fans who may not know his name. He was a man of few words, but when he played, he said everything. In many ways, his guitar became his voice, a voice that lives on. Steve Clark wasn't just a member of Def Leppard, he was its soul, a gentle spirit in a brutal industry. His legacy isn't in tabloid headlines, but in the timeless melodies that echo across generations. And that, more than anything, proves that true artistry doesn't fade, it endures. If you were moved by Steve's story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more unforgettable tales from the stars who shaped music history. Hit that bell icon so you never miss a moment. Until next time, this is Celebrity Rewind.